Hi, and welcome to this quick how-to help video on using the quadratic formula. So this is a formula that we have in the higher GCSE. So if you are a foundation student, you really don't need to be worrying about this. If you're higher, you do. So let's crack on and have a look at an example. So I've got x squared plus 3x minus 3 equals 0. Now, when we first learn about quadratics and solving them, our first experience is to factorize. So it would be very natural when we see a question in our GCSE exam or on an assessment test to go, it's a quadratic, it equals 0, perfect, I'm ready to go, and go straight into factorizing. So I am going to do that. I know that's not what the video is about, but it is what I'm going to do, because if I don't know I'm supposed to use the quadratic formula, the chances are I'm going to try this first anyway. So I'll demonstrate that. So I'm going to drop the x. I've got 3. What multiplies to make 3? 1 and 3. That is either going to make me a 2 or it's going to make me a 4. A 2 or a 4 is not going to help me make the 3 that I need to make in the middle there. And that's the stage where I go, this isn't going to factorize. I need to do it a different way. And one of my options is the quadratic formula. So let's rub this out and take a look at our quadratic formula. First thing is the formula itself. We need to learn this. So it's minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And as I say, we have to learn that. It's not on a formula sheet. No one is going to give it to us. So when you are practicing this, I would strongly recommend that you just write it out for every question, and then it will help you get it committed to your memory. So that's the formula that we have to learn. When we look at the formula, we have 3 letters. We've got B, that comes up a couple of times. We've got an A, that comes up a couple of times. And we've got a C. So we've got 3, excuse me, we've got 3 numbers that we need to put into this formula. Those numbers are coming from the quadratic. I've got 3 terms, A, B, C. So I've got A equals, B equals, C equals. For the first term, I've got 1x squared. It's a positive 1 that I've got, so I'm going to write A equals 1. For the second term, I've got 3. It's a positive 3, so I'm going to write 3. And for C, I've got 3 again, but this time it's negative, so I'm going to be writing negative 3. And it is really important that I remember my negatives. Now I'm going to put that information into my formula. And this is where I would take it literally step by step. And then you can't go wrong with negatives and things, or you're less likely to go wrong. We can always go wrong with negatives. Okay, so the very first thing in my formula is a minus. So I'm going to write that down, minus. The next thing in my formula is a B. So I go up, find what B is, it's 3. Then there's a plus and a minus. Then I start my square root. I've got b squared, so that's going to be 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is minus 3. Extend that a little bit. And that's all over 2 times a, which is 1. So I've carefully done that in the hope that I don't mess up with any of my negatives. Okay, I'm now going to do some tidying up. I'm not chucking that in my calculator all in one go. Even though this is likely to be on the calculator paper, I'm not going to just chuck it in there, because generally I don't get what I want coming out. So I'm going to tidy this up and this up. It'll also be good for the examiner to see that I've understood the workings of the formula. Okay, I can pick up all my method marks. So I've now got minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 21 all over 2. The next thing I do is I consider this. I've got a plus and a minus, okay? And this is actually where I will split my working so far into two different stems, if you like, two different sums. So let's just create a bit more space so we've got everything where we can see it. So that's what we've done so far. I'm now going to break this into -3 plus, not the minus as well, just plus root 21. That's all going over 2. And then I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to use the minus of the plus and minus symbol. And then I've split this into the two possible solutions for x. And that is the answer, actually. That is the answer in surd form. It's absolutely perfect and accurate, no rounding involved. That is the answer. But most exam questions are going to say, solve giving your answer to 2 decimal places or 3 significant figures or something. Okay. The very fact that they're asking you to solve a quadratic and give your answer to a certain number of decimal places is another huge hint that this isn't factorizing. This will use the formula. Okay. So let's pop that into our calculators so that we can get a final answer for x. So x can equal, for -3 plus root 21 over 2, I'm getting 0.791. That's just to 3 decimal places. And for -3 minus root 21 divided by 2, I'm getting -3.791. And that is again to 3 decimal places. And that is the quadratic formula. Okay. If you want to see another one, I'm going to do another one quickly. If you think that that was enough and that was all you needed, then I'm really glad it helped, and good luck with your quadratic formula. If you're still with me, here's one where things can sometimes go a little bit wrong, where we need to be extra careful. Okay, so we're going to look at 2x squared minus 5x minus 4. Okay, so the quadratic equals 0. We're good to go. I'm going to work out what everything is. So a is 2, b is -5, and c is -4. Okay, now if I do this step by step, hopefully I won't go wrong. So the first thing I see is a minus. The next thing I see is b. When I look at b, b is -5. So I must write -5. And that there is where I see more errors than anywhere else. Because the negative is with the value for b already, people forget the negative here, and they'll only write it once. So really write the negative in the formula, and whatever b is goes next to it. And if b is -5, I'm going to end up with this double situation. All right, so that's really important. Be mindful of that. Okay, let's keep going. Plus or minus. Now b squared, because b is negative, I need to put that into a bracket. If I didn't have that in brackets and I just put -5 squared into my calculator, it would give me -25. And we know that's not true. -5 times -5 is +25. So the calculator is due to the way it's programmed with Bidmus. There is a reason for it. But you need to, again, be aware of that. Otherwise, it's going to easily go wrong on you. So you want to put that into a bracket. -4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is -4, all over 2 times 2. When I tidy up, this time, I am obviously tidying up what I did before, but I'm also going to deal with that, aren't I? Because there's this extra thing that's come in. So I've got a +5 this time, plus or minus, root, and when I sort that out, I get 57. All over 4. So that is going to give me 5 plus root 57 over 4, or 5 minus root 57 over 4. If I put those into my calculator, remember that's perfect. That's third form, accurate, perfect answer. But if I have to get the decimal version, then it will go S to D if you've already got that displayed on your calculator, or you pop that in. and you will get that x is equal to 3.137 or x is equal to minus 0.637. Okay, so that is the quadratic formula. All right, so just like I say, commit the formula to memory, really, really important. Make sure you write it down carefully so those pesky little negatives do not mess us up. Okay, I hope you have found this useful. As always, if you want to see more, if you want to see the new videos as they come up, then please do subscribe as well. And thank you for watching this video.